Reporting live from the liquor store. How's everybody doing today, man? It's Wednesday, it's hump day. Almost time for the weekend, but man, it's still a work week for the Dallas Cowboys, man. They still out there making moves. They still out there signing players, still out there willing and dealing. And I'm actually very satisfied with how this all season has gone so far, man. We're usually a team that's not very active during the first week of free agency. And we made a bunch of moves that actually made our team better. Quality signings, didn't give up a lot of assets to get anybody. So I'm very happy right now, man. So we're gonna talk about the new moves they made. We're gonna review the off season, talk about some rumors going around right now. Just the normal off season stuff, man. There's no actual football going on, so we got time to talk about a little bit of everything, man. We in the liquor store, pour you up a drink, relax. Just let's talk to this Cowboy talk, man. But before we get, ahead of ourselves though, man, please hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you ain't already joined the channel, man. We're trying to grow the page, get to 1,000 subscribers. And we're over halfway there, man. I appreciate the love and the support. I'm thankful to have y'all, man. We're at like 6. Let me see exactly where we're at right now. We're sitting at 629. So we're well over halfway there, man. So hey, please hit the share button, the like button. Please subscribe to the channel, spread the word. We're gonna get that good Cowboy content to y'all, man. And hey, one more thing. I always say it. You're not obligated to donate, but anything you're seeing will help. We are going to the NFL draft. We'll be going at the end of the month. So, we already took the days off. I already got everything lined up, got my way there. It's set in stone. So, anything that y'all do donate will be used for that purpose to help us, on our trip to the draft. So, again, it's $Hennythemoor at the Cash App. If you want to donate anything, we appreciate you for the love. So, man, let's jump right into it, man. So, the Dallas Cowboys made a couple of needed signings today. They added some depth. They added a position of need because I know it's not sexy or anything like that, but you definitely need a long snapper. Hold up, let me show y'all some love in the chat box. Tony Montoya, what's up with you, man? Regina Green, I see you. Kevin Calloway, I'm doing good, my guy. How you doing, man? James Simmons, I see you, brother. Starter Kit Duke, what's good with you, man? So, hey. So, yeah, we actually, one move we made, we signed a long snapper. I'm not going to get into no analytics about that. He just a long snapper. You need one, right? You need one so you can actually compete and play football games. Hey, Kevin Calloway, I appreciate you for the $5 donation, man. So appreciate the love and support, my guy. But yeah, so we signed a long snapper. No big deal there, right? I'm guessing he's decent. All he has to do is snap the ball. I ain't gonna go into detail about him. I ain't let the boy name up, so it's not like it really matters. NSC, I see you. But another move that they made is a very solid signing that I like is they added more depth along the defensive line. The Dallas Cowboys re-signed Takk McKinley, right? They re-signed my boy Takk McKinley, former first-round pick, to a 1-year deal. I like the signing. Takk McKinley is a Dan Quinn guy. He was a guy that Dan Quinn actually picked. He picked him back in 2017. And listen, he had some productive years. Now, he's slowed down these last couple of years, but he came to the league. He had 6 sacks. The year after that, he had 7 sacks. So, he has a couple of productive seasons as a rotational pass rusher. He never really caught on, hasn't really lived up to his his draft status, but he was the 26th overall pick at one point. He's never actually lived up to that, but as a rotational piece, as a rotational pass rusher, an edge that gives you more to work with, I like the signing. Hey, Double R, what's up with you, man? And NOZ, no, we have not signed a defensive tackle yet, but I am going to talk about the boy Hankins and some alleged. Now all this stuff is alleged, of course. It's rumors. I'm not actively talking to these boys or anything like that. I'm not plugged in like that, but hey, Action Pal, what's up with you, man? I see you, cuz. I appreciate you tapping in with me, brother. But yeah, man, But we're gonna talk about Hankins in just a second once I get through this little spiel on Tack McKinley. And listen, he didn't really play for us last year at all. Like we saw the signing, it was a obvious Dan Quinn signing. I said the man drafted him. He was part of that rotation that helped him make it to the Super Bowl in 2017. He had he has high upside, but he has not really lived up to, to where they drafted him at. But, just ask him to fill in, spot duty, come in and pass rush on third down here and there. I like the signing. I definitely do. And, I'm always a numbers guy. So I'm going to give you the numbers behind Tack McKinley performance. And not going to be much, right? He barely played for us last year. Like last year, he only had 2 assists, no sacks, no forced fumbles. Graded out as a 66.6 overall. Right, nothing spectacular, but he also barely played. Like Tack McKinley barely played. Looked like he appeared in 3 games, and he had 18 total snaps. Only had 90 reps. Yeah, he only had 9 reps as a pass rusher. So you can't really do much with that. But the year before, he didn't grade out too high either, though. Right, so the year before, he played for Cleveland. He actually had 320 total snaps, 214 as a pass rusher. He only ended up with 3 sacks, 5 quarterback hits, 17 hurries. But this is just a depth signing, right? This prevents you from having to worry about injury. You have a veteran player. He has been on the team that made a playoff run. So, he knows what to do. Dwayne Brown, what's up with you, man? C. Burleson, I see you. What's good with you, my guy? So, yeah, I like the signing. And, every signing that you make is not going to be a superstar player, right? You're going to have to sign some relief pitchers, some relief hitters sometimes. And that's exactly what Tack McKinley is. Like, he's a guy that can come in if there's some injuries, to the guys ahead of him, and Sam Williams is banged up or something. You need to give his snaps to somebody. You got him. If anything's going on with Armstrong or D-Law or God forbid, if Michael Parsons is nicked, you have an extra pass rusher on your team that can do it. Yeah. Like you said, Tommy Matoya, like a long snapper, you never know what you have till you ain't got one. Like nobody cares about the long snapper until you got like your backup tight end out there trying to be your long snapper and stuff, right? It doesn't matter till you don't have one. So it's a solid signing. So I'm glad they're leaving no stone unturned in player acquisition. And look, the Dallas Cowboys have been more active these past couple of days than they have in the previous years combined. Right? We looked at the signings last year. We signed guys like James Washington, and we didn't really have a great free agency last year. Right? Outside of whatever, but we didn't have like a great free agency last year. But this one, man, I know that you don't actually win a championship. It's March. You can't win a championship right now. But you make your job in trying to win a championship so much easier when you're active in March. Hey, what's up with you, Michael Lockhart? I see you, brother. I appreciate you for tapping in. So yeah, man, you make your job a lot easier, by going out there, in March, acquiring better talent, improving your team. And the Dallas Cowboys have actively done so this year. And listen, I know we have not filled every hole that we need to fill. I know there are areas that we still need to improve in. But if you go and look, right, if you go out there and you just look at the positions we improved at, they were some of the bigger positions that we needed filled, man. We needed a true number 2 wide receiver after the numerous, injuries and subpar play to Michael Gallup the last 2 seasons, right? So you went out, you traded, pretty much compensatory picks to get Brandon Cooks, who is the former number 1 wide receiver, who is right now currently under 30 years old. Hey, what's up with you, Marcus? I see you, my brother. Thank you for tapping in, my guy. So yeah, man. So like you trade up next to nothing to get that boy, and right now like he's better than Michael Gallup. Right, he was healthier than Michael Gallup to end the season. Michael Gallup just had a procedure in the offseason. And let's be honest, like I know everybody loves Michael Gallup, but Michael Gallup, at his peak was never as good as Brandon Cooks at his peak. You add a wide receiver that adds a different dimension and a different dynamic to the offense as a guy who can take the top off of a defense and provides route running. So, it's a beautiful move. And then when you look at their ability to acquire Stephon Gilmore, I always harp on the Dallas Cowboys having 7 different starters at cornerback 2 last season. Just going down the list from Anthony Brown, he got injured, moved the Ron Bland over there out of his natural slot position. You had Boss Man Fat taking snaps over there. The Mullins boy you brought in. We tried to do a reclamation project on a couple other cornerbacks. It didn't work. So they actively went out there and added good quality players by giving up next to nothing. And the beautiful thing about it, at least with Brandon Cooks, you got Brandon Cooks for the next 2 seasons. So if you like what you see from Brandon Cooks this year, you ain't gonna have to scramble and try to re-sign him. He's gonna be a Dallas Cowboy in 2024 as well. So I definitely like that. Yep, been a great day. BPA in draft after you sign Hankins. Let's talk about Hankins real quick. Let's talk about Hankins, some of the stuff that they're saying surrounding Jonathan Hankins. Let me get this pulled up and I'll chop it up with you. All right, so allegedly, the Dallas Cowboys have actively tried to sign Hankins. Apparently, the Dallas Cowboys have actively tried to sign Jonathan Hankins, and Jonathan Hankins is not yet ready to sign with a team. That is what's being reported. I seen a little report from Fish Sports with the Woo on the 4th. I can't corroborate that, but there is a possibility. Right, there is a good possibility that that's true. Just because he's older in age. Some veterans don't like going through OTAs and training camps, this and that and the third. Right? That's why a guy like T.Y. Hilton didn't sign to a team till December. So, some veteran players don't want to go through the hustle and bustle, of the summer stuff. Like they're professionals, they've been in the league over a decade, they know how to do things. Hey, Marcel, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you for tapping in with me, my guy. So, yeah. So, I think the Dallas Cowboys do want Hankins. The question is right now, if you believe the validity of some of these reports or what some people are saying, is does he want to sign to a team right now? Now, he's a guy who's a little bit longer in the tooth. He plays a very physical position at defensive tackle. So, it's a possibility that's true. But, in the meantime, like if we can't get him back right now, he said Hankins wants to get paid. Dallas is his best choice to me. And that's the thing. I don't think like anywhere that Hankins is going to have like a big market. Like when you talk about defensive tackles, like he's a one-trick pony at defensive tackle, which nothing is wrong with it. But when you're talking about defensive tackles that get paid, they're usually the young defensive tackles that can rush the passer. Like Hargrave is a subpar run defender, but he had 11 sacks. So he went to the 49ers and had a huge bag. So, unless you're Vita Vea or, one of these other guys, I don't particularly see you, getting that much money as a defensive tackle. And with him being older in age and having been in the league a long time, I think Jonathan Hankins is going to play, close to the veteran minimum. But he's been in the league since 2013. So this is going to be his 11th season. So, I don't think he has a huge market. Matter of fact, let me just see what Jonathan Hankins' market value is. All right, let's see. Yeah, last year when we traded for him, he was only making $1.3 million on a 1-year deal. All right, let's go see what his market value is from over the cap. I know it's not high. Yeah, it's about the same. It's between $1 and $2 million is market value right now. So I don't think that he's gonna get paid more than that anywhere that he goes, based on age, based on that he's only a run stopper. But that's definitely what we need. Like Hankins, we're like almost a full yard better on run defense when he's in there. So I definitely do. I do want the Dallas Cowboys to resign Jonathan Hankins. I don't want this to sound like a slight to the man or anything like that. I definitely appreciate the run support that he brings, and the clock in the middle. But I don't think it has to be. I don't think it has a big market. Just when you get a little bit older, right? You don't have to go through the unnecessary hits to your body, right? They just won't do that. But who can we draft that is Super Bowl ready to play when the Cowboys finally get to pick? That is a good question. Me and Landlord will be doing a draft show this weekend. We're gonna touch on a couple draft prospects that people are talking about. And we're talking about ready to play, like NFL ready, right? So and this is the thing. I'm gonna say a position I don't even think the Dallas Cowboys value like that, which is defensive tackle, right? Because if the Dallas Cowboys value defensive tackle, we would not be having all these issues with run defense right now as we speak. But I definitely think a guy like Mozzie Smith is NFL ready, right? We just need him as a run defender that could play opposite of one of these other defensive tackles who are undersized, because you already have a guy in either Gallimore or Osa that can already push the pocket, on passing downs. But I think somebody like Mozzie is a true run stopper, big body, very tenacious, very strong, physically gifted. So I think if you're talking about plug and play at a position, defensive tackle, you're just there to eat up space. You're there to make life difficult for the guards and centers to get to the second level. And occasionally you'll be asked to cause penetration, occasionally. But yeah, we're just talking about plug and play. That is the position that is best suited for that. And I think Mozzie Smith, if we're talking about traditional defensive tackles, he's the guy in this draft that actually fits that mold. Now, some of the other guys with higher draft grades and things like that, like Carter, like they're actually more of what we already have. Like they're more guys that can get after the quarterback. But like Mozzie is a true big body one tick. So like I think he's plug and play. We're talking about a guy to add at number 26 and will automatically make us better, right? Because that's all we really want to do. We want to put out a better product than we did in 2022. The 2022 product was good enough to get us to the divisional round. It was good enough to win us 12 games, but it was not good enough to get us to the ultimate goal. Now, one of the biggest flaws in that team was the run defense. We were 22nd ranked, in stopping the run. And, usually, you don't win championships like that when you can't stop the run. So we're talking about just improving a team. You got to shore up that run defense. Now, I'm going to say, something. We're talking about player acquisition. We're talking about them having a good offseason. A player that's still out there that would make this offseason complete will be Bobby Wagner. But sadly, there are some reports that the Dallas Cowboys are currently out on Bobby. I don't want to believe that. I hope it's smoke and mirrors. But I'm gonna read you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna read it to you. And one day, man, when I jump on here, I'm gonna actually have my stuff together. I'll be able to get this overlay to work the way I want it to work. And I can display some of these images for y'all so y'all can read them. All right, so let me see if I can find it. Cowboys not winning all the marbles until they get that defense run game fixed. Right. Fire vacation. Yep. I know. They're out, but I'm trying to find the article so I can read it to y'all. Well, it's not even really an article. It's You'll see. Give me 2 seconds. I'll try to find it. Anyway, here it go. All right, so Brian Broaddus is saying, and you like, if y'all don't know who Brian Broaddus is, he's pretty reputable. But Brian Broaddus has said, trust me, the Dallas Cowboys are out on Bobby Wagner. Like I said, they're out. And, that is initially what they reported. Right? That's initially what James Slater also reported. So this is not, just something that's randomly popping out of thin air. Like James Slater, reported at the moment that we signed Leighton Vander Esch. So I'm not surprised, by this. And listen, it's a mistake not to sign Bobby Wagner when he's sitting there on the open market. Now, granted, the Dallas Cowboys are not the only team that has failed to sign Bobby Wagner so far. None of the 32 teams in the NFL have signed him yet. However, Dallas is the team that actually needs it. Right, the Dallas Cowboys are the team that actually need Bobby Wagner. Actually, pal, hurt my feelings, man. Because, like, we can be so much better. Like, we're doing so good this offseason, man. I just don't want them to sell themselves short. Yeah, he said he inside the star doing the show. Yeah, real talk. So, and listen, like, these ain't no Rudy Poo folks that are reporting this. Like I said, I respect the credibility of James Slater. I respect the credibility of Brian Broaddus. So, and look, it fits the Dallas Cowboys MO. Their MO is generally, we like our guys. They felt good enough about Leighton Vander Esch and his level of play that they signed him. Right, they signed him to a multi-year deal. I would have let Leighton Vander Esch walk. And no matter what people say, right, no matter how good you think Leighton Vander Esch played last year, that he did not play better than Bobby Wagner. He graded out better. Bobby Wagner had more tackles. Bobby Wagner had more sacks. Bobby Wagner got selected to an all-pro team. So, there's really no comparison in between Leighton Vander Esch and Bobby Wagner. Right? You could have improved your linebacker position just by letting Leighton Vander Esch walk and signing Bobby Wagner. And, this is exactly what they did at these other positions. He said I would have gave LVE 1 year for insurance. Well, that's fine too. But I would not have handed Leighton Vander Esch the starting middle linebacker position role. Like, and you're hurting Leighton Vander Esch by making him play middle linebacker. Because when Leighton Vander Esch was actually playing well and he made his all-pro selection back in the day, because you say back in the day, it's been some years, right? So when he made his all-pro selection, he was playing weak side linebacker. He wasn't the middle linebacker of that team. Remember, Sean Lee was here, Jalen Smith was here. They took more snaps at middle linebacker than he did. He said we were once out on Brandon Cooks. Look what happened. Yeah, that is true. And listen, that's actually not true, right? Because the Dallas Cowboys were in on Brandon Cooks. They were trying to trade him up to the end of the deadline last year, right? It was just the money and the compensation, didn't line up. But the moment that price went down, they worked it out. They got that deal done. So I don't think they were ever really out on him. Right, especially with the way that everything transpired this offseason. Like, they still wanted him from last year. The mutual interest was still there, and they had already had contract talks with that team. So that's why it didn't take so long to get it ironed out this time around. DJ said he like the running back we got. Man, I don't. I will not like Ronald Jones, man. And listen, I'm not saying that he's horrible, but like, this is one of the deepest running back classes in the last 5 or 6 years. Like, there are guys right now, right, that just rushed for 1,300 yards, had good combines, and they're all throughout the draft. And we're just asking them not to even be a full-time running back. We're asking them to come in and be a complimentary running back. Since Tony Pollard is the guy making all the money, we know he's gonna get a majority of the carries. How that usually works in Dallas. So I would have signed somebody like Kareem Hunt over him. I would have signed, really with the way the running back market is right now, Kareem Hunt is probably the best guy out there outside of Ezekiel Elliott. And we all know Elliott is not a possibility because we just cut him and owe him money. But yeah, I'm not really high on the Ronald Jones signing. I think there were better options, and they dragged their feet before signing Ronald Jones. There were other running backs I would have preferred, like Deontay Foreman. Like I would have loved signing Deontay Foreman. Double R, get ready to collect your money. Sugar Daily Will, open bar for you. LVE. LVE was Will his rookie year. Jalen was the Mike Wild. Yes. DP Johnson, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I knew he didn't play middle linebacker. When he made his all-pro selection. Man, this some BS. How could they not see this? Maybe do not. It's smart. Hey, shout out to Dwayne Brown for the $10 donation. I appreciate you for the love and support, my guy. But yeah, man, so the Dallas Cowboys, man, I think they really are mishandling the running back position. Not that I don't like Tony Pollard, but I need to see Tony Pollard healthy right now. What was your question, Double R? Put it back in the comment box for me, real quick, and I'll answer it for you, my guy. There is some value in how the Jones do business. Teams know how to step to the Cowboys if they are not serious about making a deal. That is true. Well, sometimes that is true. Because sometimes, the Dallas Cowboys, lower the price on their own players with the way that they negotiate in the media. Because there's no way that they should have only gotten a 5th round pick for Amari Cooper. But because the entire world and probably Mars knew too, will the Cowboys have a better record than the 49ers this season? 49ers won their division. They have questions at the running back position, but they got a very good offensive coordinator. Dallas Cowboys are not playing a first place schedule. That's a tough one. If I had to take an educated guess, I think the Dallas Cowboys will have a better record by like a game. If we're a 13-win team, I think the 49ers are a 12-win team. And that is also going to come down to our head-to-head game. If we do play the 49ers this year in Dallas, if we win that game, then I feel like we'll have a better record than them. But I think it's very close just because of they have a top-level defense. They have all-pro players, right, at all different levels. They have an all-pro running back, all-pro tight end, all-pro wide receiver. Then they have another 1,000-yard wide receiver. They'll probably pick somebody up in the draft that's decent. So like they have a very good team regardless of who the quarterback is. So I think the 49ers are one of the better teams in the National Football League. So with that said, right, if our goal should be to win 13 games. We won 12 last year. It's always about progression. You want to do better than you did the year before. So the goal for the Dallas Cowboys should be to win 13 games, win the division, try to get the number 1 seed, and at least get to the NFC Championship game. Like that should be the bare minimum is going to the NFC Championship game. More backs will wear a defense out faster, right? Instead of one man getting too many reps. It depends on the man getting the reps. Because listen, you remember how good Adrian Peterson was, when he played for Minnesota? I can't even remember his backup running back. Right? So I wouldn't even take time out. Hey baby, I see you in the chat, baby. I love you too. Shout out to my wife, man. It's the chat showing love. Said DMV Cowboys was good, but yeah. But if I had to take a wild guess, I say the Cowboys will have a better season by a game. But yeah, those are the things that you got to expect from the Cowboys. Like you have to be striving to get the number one seed, and you have to be striving to at bare minimum win your division. There's only one AP, but hey, happy belated anniversary! Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And yeah, that is true. But yeah, it just depends on who the running back is. Now, Tony Pollard, I definitely listen with the style of play that Tony Pollard has. You definitely will want another running back to help him out. I do not want Tony Pollard, pass blocking, too much. I don't want him necessarily, running in between the tackles when he doesn't have to. And that's nothing against Tony Pollard, because there are several running backs in the National Football League that are not good, pass blockers, and they're not asked to do it though, right? Alvin Kamara is no all-world pass blocker. On third down, he out there catching passes, right? So if you're talking about third down back, I said, Henny the lover boy, as soon as I come in, hey, man, when wifey come in, I got to stop the show. Well, hey, everybody show love to my boy Landlord from Alabama. If Sam Williams make a jump, then our defense would be, man, look, our defense is probably the best in the league without him taking a jump, because we were damn near there last season. Like, if we did not have, the glaring hole in our run defense, our inability to stop, backs. And listen, we couldn't stop running backs or running quarterbacks. So, that's a glaring hole in our defense. So, listen, I think if we just get a true defensive tackle that can stop the run, then we're good. Joshua Fisher, what's up with you, man? I thank you for tapping in with me. But yeah, man, so we'll be fine in that aspect by doing that. But yeah, Sam Williams, like, I expect all of the defensive linemen to take a jump, because that's really what Dan Quinn's specialty is. Like, he is a guy that works a lot, with the defensive line. So I do expect them to take a jump regardless. Like, Sam Williams will be better. He'll probably get more snaps this year, right? Because they invested a high pick in him. So I think that Sam Williams is, going to get more snaps. And when you look at some of the expiring contracts that we have, like a Dorrance Armstrong, right? I expect him to get a lot more snaps, just out of necessity. With him being on a rookie contract, you still have 2 more years of him. I don't think that they'll re-sign Dorrance. JC Cowboy Network, what's up with you, man? Michael McQuaid, what's up with you, man? Appreciate y'all for stopping by, showing love to the liquor store, man. Grab your bottle while you're in here. But yeah, like that's what we need to do. We want to be better. Jasmine guys, I see you. What's up with you? I appreciate you and your husband coming by and showing love to the chat. Give Hankins time. He's been back. I believe we draft Siaki or Mozzie Smith. JC and Jazz. What's up, JC? Okay, yeah, he's just out there showing love. But yeah, but that is the best thing to go out there and do. Go out there and add a true defensive tackle, shore that run defense, and then they'll be good. Right? I don't necessarily think we need to have any pass rusher take a jump, because that really ain't how a team beat us. But I am excited to see this team play next year, man. When you go out there and you look at what they added. Hey, Jameson Taylor, what's up with you, my guy? I hope everything going well with you, man. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're in good spirits, brother. JC Cowboy Network, what's up? Oh, okay. Henny D92 has a bounce back year because of his final year on his contract. I think he has a bounce back year just because. And listen, I don't necessarily think that DeMarcus Lawrence, has to do anything different. we're a team that struggles to stop the run, and he's one of your better run defenders. I know that he is not the same guy that got the 13 sacks one year and got the 10 sacks the year followed when he got paid. But we have other guys that can rush the passer. We got Michael Parsons. Dorrance Armstrong had 9 sacks last year. We kept Donovan Wilson, who had 5 sacks. We kept Dante Fowler, who had 6 sacks. Right, so we have a lot of good guys in here. I'm all in on Slam D1. He looks ready for me. Yeah, Slam Williams had a nice couple sacks too. So we got other guys that can come in and contribute, give us a pass rush, right? So it is all love. It's all love. So he ain't got to do nothing. Landlord said, "What kind of liquor he drink? You out here trying to cater, man? Hey, let them know they can. Hey, let them know they trying to spin. I give them a discount. It'd be nothing but I give them a discount over here at the liquor store, man, on a Wednesday." Hey, landlord and shit with that Norman Williams. Okay. Oh, so you turn up then? Okay, I see you, JC. Landlord said he real nefarious at night. He said he real nefarious at night. But yeah. But let's talk about a couple more of these things and rumors. So you saw now that the Dallas Cowboys have already traded late round picks. Now it's being reported that DeAndre Hopkins, right? The Arizona Cardinals are changing their demands around DeAndre Hopkins. They now no longer believe that they can get a second round pick for DeAndre Hopkins. And now, they want to drop their asking price. Matter of fact, it seems like the Dallas Cowboys reset the market with the trade for Brandon Cooks. It seems like the Dallas Cowboys reset the market with the trade for Brandon Cooks, because now experts are saying that is the deal that will get it done to get DeAndre Hopkins. They are now projecting that DeAndre Hopkins will go for 2 late round picks, not even a second round and a late round pick. They are now insinuating from the reports that DeAndre Hopkins can be had for a similar deal for what we got Brandon Cooks for. First and foremost, let me say, ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? But real talk though, we really saw this coming though, right? And I would still do it. Even with Brandon Cooks on there, I will find something to do with Michael Gallup, since he's the reason all these other wide receivers are being brought in. If Michael Gallup was the guy that we thought he would be, we would not be giving up assets to get other wide receivers, right? So I'm gonna read you the report, and take it with a grain of salt. It was initially reported by Albert Breer. He worked at NBC Boston. He does the Dallas Morning News, works at NFL Network, etc. But this is the report. The Cardinals will not be able to get their initial asking price of a second round pick and another asset in a trade, according to Albert Breer. He thinks it will be closer to the Cowboys Brandon Cooks trade, a 5th and a 6th round pick. Now, I do not know how much juice this man has. I do not know. I really don't know if it's true, right? I don't know if he has ears on the ground, if he really tapped in like that, so on and so forth. But I would definitely do it. Cuz said trade Gallup in the 5th. Well, this is the thing. They're trying to get off from under DeAndre Hopkins' contract. I damn sure know they don't think that Michael Gallup contract is worth it. So I don't think Michael Gallup is really movable for us. I don't think teams want Michael Gallup like that. Let's keep it real. Like, we don't even want Michael Gallup, so I don't think that they see any value in Michael Gallup. He said he the writer that wrote the Zeke news. Okay. So there is some credibility to that then, if that is the case. Filthy probably trade for D-Hop, sign Zeke, draft Bijan. Well, this is the thing. I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles will trade for DeAndre Hopkins because the reason they're not really signing a lot of their own players back right now is that they're preparing to offer Jalen Hurts a contract that's close to $50 million annually. So, I do not believe that they will even have the cap space to bring in DeAndre Hopkins because, you have to pay Devontae Smith pretty soon. He was a former first-round pick. He is eligible for extension this year, actually. Is it this year? He came in 2020. Yeah, he came in 2020. So, So, they got guys they really like that they want, that they need to keep. They want to keep Jalen Hurts, right? He made an All-Pro selection, so, they want to keep their All-Pro quarterback. I don't really think highly of him. Dwayne Brown said that he might get released. He get released, and it's a no-brainer. You sign him immediately. And you cut the hell out of Michael Gallup, or you find somebody stupid enough to trade for him. I don't actually think Michael Gallup has much of a trade value right now based on his last 2 seasons, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong about different things, other things. Yes, he said please pay Hurts. Yeah, please pay him. I don't think that much of him. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I think mobile quarterbacks, don't have a very long shelf life. I don't think those quarterbacks have long shelf lives, and if they don't get it done, then when they initially go, then I don't think it's going to happen. Because Cam Newton, I think he probably is the best one of the best mobile quarterbacks we ever seen. Right? He made it to 1 Super Bowl, did not perform well, never got back to that peak, and because you already take hits in the pocket, and then you have the added hits of taking off and running, I'm not really sure how long that is sustainable. I'd rather have a quarterback who is a pocket passer who can run a little bit than having a great runner, that can't excel in the pocket. That's just me. I'm not saying you can't win games like that it can't be done, because we have seen guys get to at least the Super Bowl. But, I think you have a very short window to actually be a good quarterback with that play style. Can we start a petition to get the Eagles to pay Hurts the whole salary cap? Hey, man, go ahead and type it up. I'll send it to my lawyers so they can look it over, man. We'll get it drafted up. We'll have it posted in the liquor store. You can come by and sign it. Yeah, man. Well, yeah, I would love for them to go ahead and pay Jalen Hurts. I definitely would love them to go ahead and pay that boy. I don't think he's like that. Now, again, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but you have a very short window to get it done with a quarterback with his playing style, unless he can become Peyton Manning or something. Yeah, here's the other thing. This is the one I'm talking about. Brian Broaddus is also the one that said that Hankins was the one dragging his feet on a possible signing for the Dallas Cowboys. So, it seemed like Hankins is the one that's holding up the process. And I think that's why other guys who are less valuable than, are getting signed right now. I think that's why they went ahead and they signed Tack McKinley. I think that's why they went ahead and they signed this random long snapper. Right? They up here filling out they can't wait for them. They're filling out their roster, getting the guys they want to get in here. They just signed another a rotational offensive line piece. They just signed a backup running back in Jones. So I don't think they have time to wait for Hankins. I think he'll get in when he fits in. I support Hurts and him getting paid. Still gonna root against him though, of course. Dwayne Brown said he already signed the petition. I know that's right, kinfolk. Yeah, man. Everybody, go ahead and drop your name in the chat if you want the Eagles to pay Jalen Hurts $50 million a year. Go ahead, drop your name in the chat. This is gonna be your signature. Drop your name in the chat. They're gonna work as your signature for this petition. I think some productive veterans will get cut after the draft. Yeah, they usually how that works. Brian dropped his name. Boom. Appreciate you for participating, Brian. NLZ, Matt tapping in that they need to go ahead and pay that boy. I agree. Go ahead and pay him. Pay him whatever he wants. I'll be right in the world. SD1 for this initial. This was up. Yeah. So I guess that is the right thing to do though. Go ahead, pay him. But listen, the Dallas Cowboys are in a great position right now. We have obviously improved our team, and the Eagles have lost key contributors to a team that went to the Super Bowl. They lost a defensive tackle that had 11 sacks. I know that they have Jordan Davis, but he's taking limited snaps. He's unproven. And I also know that Jordan Davis does not provide the pass rushing ability that Hargrave did. So they took a step back there, right? You look that they lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who was a ball-hawking safety, had a very good productive year with them. They lost him to Detroit. He signed a 1-year deal with them, right? They lost some offensive line depth. They lost their starting running back. So, they took a step back, when it comes down to their overall roster. Now, they should still be a relatively good team, but I don't think they'll be able to compete for a Super Bowl, right? They'll have a new offensive coordinator. They'll have a new defensive coordinator. They have a lot of new moving pieces, on that team. It's going to take them some time to get adjusted, get accustomed to having them there. So I think they took a step back. Dallas Cowboys, we improved at key positions that we needed. We're still adding key pieces. So, I think we'll be a much better team. So, I definitely have Dallas Cowboys winning the division next year over the Philadelphia Eagles. Just with these recent moves. And again, we can get better. We can get an actual defensive tackle that can stop the run in free agency. Odds are we'll hit on a couple of our draft picks because we usually do. It's been very rare that we have a draft where none of the guys pan out. So yeah, I'm really excited to see this this season come to fruition. He said we need better than Hankins. Yeah, if you can get better than Hankins, you go out and get Hankins. You go out and get that player that's better than Hankins. But as for like a stopgap, he's serviceable. We're just looking for help in the run defense. And that's all we need. We just need a big certified, big body run stopper. And that's all I can ever ask for. It's all we can ever ask for. Well, we too hanking this. Yeah, we definitely don't need to see a downgrade from Hankins. Hankins all-season pro will be in great shape. I think that's the thing. I don't think he wants to be in anybody's all-season program. Veteran players know how to get themselves where they need to be to play. I think a lot of them don't want to go through all-season programs. That's why a lot of them wait to sign with teams till in the middle of the season. Hankins wasn't in shape in Las Vegas. We got Siaki or Mozzie Smith because Bohanna. Hey, shout out to Boom for sending me for sending the $10 donation. I appreciate the love and support, my guy. Oh, that's Mucho. That's Mucho Booming. Okay, my guy. I appreciate you for the love and support, man. Thank you. Hey, thank you, man. Hey, please keep sharing the content. Keep hitting the like button. You know, with everything y'all do, man, helps the channel out immensely, man. So I appreciate the love and support, my guy. Man, Hankins got bad shoulder ligaments. I mean, that's true. That's a possibility. But you know, like when I talk about teams, when I talk about players having these little nagging injuries and stuff, you know, I always talk about the Dallas Cowboys medical staff. I be sounding like a broken record every time I bring it up, but you know, that's why I'm really bullish about bringing in guys, even if they have a disc, they have a dat, they didn't stay healthy over there. Like we have a very good track record of guys who didn't play at a lot of games at their last stops, coming in and playing a lot of games over here with us. Like take Malik Hooker, right, as a shining example. Malik Hooker had a litany of different injuries over the course of his career, you know, with the Indianapolis Colts. And, you know, that has not really been an issue for Malik. He's come to the Dallas Cowboys and he's had a resurgence. You know, he had a career resurgence. So let me put this in perspective for you, right? He only played 15 games his last 2 years with the Indianapolis Colts, right? Well, Malik Hooker played in 15 games alone his first year with Dallas, and then he played another 16 games last year. So Malik Hooker, right, with the Dallas Cowboys has played 31 games, right? Well, in his entire career with the Indianapolis Colts, he only played 36 games with them. So he went from only playing 36 games in 4 years with the Colts to playing 31 games with the Dallas Cowboys in 2 years. You know, that's the difference that a good medical team gives you. Like you give, you know, players that are quote unquote injury prone, you know, the medical attention that they need. You put them in a good program to keep them healthy. Right? That was one of the things that Randall Cobb was talking about. Randall Cobb said he never knew, right? Dallas, he said he came to Dallas. They told him he had weak hips. He said they told him he had weak hips. That's why he always had lower leg injuries and stuff. He said he never knew such a thing. Well, you know, he said what he did was he went out there, he improved his hip strength, and he was able to stay healthy for the Dallas Cowboys. And damn near had a 1,000-yard season with us. Yeah, also it's the season that got him paid. Hey, Night Owl Cowboy, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you tapping in with me. He said he's a skipper training camp. It really depends on the veteran. Sign Hankins, offer him contract, then DT in the draft. That's the thing though. Like if you read the tweet by Brian Broaddus and take it at face value, he's been offered a contract. Like Hankins has been offered a contract by the Dallas Cowboys. If you take what Brian Broaddus tweeted out at face value, that Hankins is the one dragging his feet on the deal, the offer is on the table. He just has been hesitant to take it at this point. So, you know, we can't put a gun to his head and make him sign on the dotted line. Allegedly. Now, if one of y'all want to go over there and do that, that'll be my guess. But I'm gonna stay over here, you know, in the safety of my house and not run up on a 300-pound man. I'm just over here cool. I ain't figure out my way and try to force nobody to do nothing. Bet. Hey, you take it easy, Jameson Taylor. I appreciate you for tapping in, brother. I'm gonna holler at you next time, my guy. So yeah, man, we talked about these recent signings how do y'all feel, man? Y'all feeling good about the Dallas Cowboys all season so far? Any other player? And I'm worded like this for you. What is another player you want the Dallas Cowboys to sign who is a current free agent, not named Bobby Wagner? We all want Bobby Wagner. That's a given. But what's another player that you want to see the Dallas Cowboys add to this team? What's another free agent that you would love for the Dallas Cowboys to add? No matter the position. No matter the position. Go ahead, just put it in the chat box. Who is a current free agent that you want the Dallas Cowboys to add that you think they can come in and sup here live from the liquor store? D-Hop. I damn sure would trade for D-Hop. Right, I damn sure would trade for D-Hop. I think there's still a possibility of happening. Because I don't know, the front office might have already soured on Michael Gallup. Calais Campbell, yeah, big bug. Calais Campbell's a good one. And the beautiful thing about Calais Campbell, man, he fits all the boxes that Stephen Jones like to check. He's older, he has a name, and he'll probably be relatively cheap. How old is Calais Campbell anyway? About 40. Yeah, listen, man, Calais Campbell been playing since 2008. Man is 36 years old. But regardless of that, let's take a look. All right, let's take a look at how he graded out last year, because I'm curious. So despite being older, Calais Campbell still had 6 sacks last year. He had 18 solo tackles, 10 assists, 2 forced fumbles. He had 16 stops, 17 hurries, 11 hits, 34 pressures. That boy was going crazy last year. Hold on. Let me take a look at his snap breakdown. I'm trying to see where he was lining up and getting this done at. Let's see. AGP. And listen, he did work from every position, right? You look at his alignment count. They have it listed at AGP. He said players line up on the defensive line as a nose tackle, right? So he was pretty much lined up as a DT. He did that 55 times. So he can rotate. He can play some defensive. He can play some defensive tackle for you. He can play both ends for you. Like he had 53 snaps there. He had 276 snaps at the BGP. And if you do not know what the BGP position is, according to PFF, that is, I'm trying to read you verbatim what it says. Oh, that's also, okay, that's confusing. I wish they just had it broken down as DT, because that's defensive tackle as well. So look, he had over 276 snaps at defensive tackle last year. So like he pretty much played defensive tackle last year. I bring him in, ranked out as a 71.5 run defender. That was sort of hard to even read, like some of that breakdown. Calais Campbell sitting on 99 sacks. Hey, Jazzy Jeff, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you tapping in with me. But bring him in. You listen. You lose nothing by bringing in Calais Campbell. He is a guy who has veteran leadership, has been in the league for a very long time, has played in a lot of playoff games, is still a very disruptive force in the league. Like, bring him in. This is the same franchise that were willing to bet on Jason Peters, who was over 40 years old. And Jason Peters went out there and played some damn good football for you when you allowed him to. So, I don't mind the age. I look at production. And we're not asking him to be the Calais Campbell that was a one-man wrecking show. I didn't need somebody that's good against the run. I'll put his big ass in the middle of my defense and sleep good at night. Big 6'8", 300-pound monster of a man in the middle of the defense who can also rush the passer if I need him to. And listen, we know how Dollar Bill Jones is. He already gave you Brandon Cooks. He already gave you Stephon Gilmore. Like, this is the type of signing that would make both of us happy, though. Like, he'll be cheap. We're relatively cheap because of his age. And, he actually gives you production. So I'm all for signing Calais Campbell. That we're looking at it. Said tip ball, yeah. Like, he's like, listen, with that length, I don't think there's a lot of 6'8" people in the world, right? Let alone 6'8" guys along the defensive line. So yeah, just having that big monster of a man in the middle of the defense, man, that changes a lot for you. It changes a lot for you. And listen, he took a lot of snaps. He took a lot of snaps at defensive tackle last year. Oh, I'm tripping. This says A gap and B gap. Damn. It was abbreviated. It threw me off. So yeah, man, he lined up. He had over 300 snaps at defensive tackle last year. So yeah, like, sign him. He played good at defensive tackle last year. Sign him. I definitely bring him in. He said, let's see. Puna Ford, Robinson Harris, all run stuffers. I trust him, Will McClay, if he bring him in. He sees some tread left in that tire. Facts. And listen, man, like, we're not asking him to even come in here and necessarily be an every down player. Like, obvious run, like, early downs, that put him in there. When there's a real threat of them running the ball, put him in there. Put him in. Because, we already have designated pass rushers. It's not an issue having designated run stoppers. And if you have a rotation, let's say we do draft a defensive tackle like Mozzie Smith, right? Because there's a possibility Mozzie Smith falls into the second round for us. So, let's say that we have a defensive rotation along the line of Mozzie Smith. We have Calais Campbell. Then let's say you also still have Quentin Bohannon. And let's say that Quentin Bohannon actually makes the next step in his progression this year. Let's say he plays better. Right, then you got a crazy depth and size at defensive tackle. Just by signing Calais Campbell and then drafting one of the young pups out of the draft. So yeah, like, it makes, like, I'm glad y'all brought him up. That makes sense. It makes sense on both ends. Mike O'Donnell said, "Get them hungry dogs in here." Michael Lockhart said, "D Hop, Calais Campbell, Matt Leonidas." Okay. I want other run stopper, other left guard. Our defense will be off the chain. Yeah, man. And listen, don't let nobody tell you otherwise. You still have the best overall secondary in the National Football League. Trayvon Diggs right now is better than listen, and the only people that they're gonna try to say the Eagles, right? Trayvon Diggs right now is better than Darius Slay. Bradbury I think he's not that good of a corner. I definitely think Stephon Gilmore has a better pedigree than he does. I know for a fact DaRon Bland is better than their slot corner. What's up, Eli? Yeah, matter of fact, listen, I've seen enough. DaRon Bland is better than Greedy Williams. That's why he's already on another team. Like, DaRon Bland is better than Greedy Williams. I think they are trying not to jump gun and overpay another player. If TP tag didn't look like overpayment, Fowler might have got longer deal. Owner not breaking bread the same this year. Yeah, man, the market, is down for every position, really. Like, listen, you see how they're trying to starve out Lamar Jackson, man? Tag that man. Yeah, tag that man, and it's a crazy world where Daniel Jones can get a long-term deal and Lamar Jackson can't, right? So yeah, the quarterback, the entire market is crazy. The entire market is crazy. Running back market, like TP getting the franchise tag is a huge miss now. Now we know what everybody else is making. Right now that we know what everybody else is making, you know, on their contracts, the Tony Pollard deal is horrible. And listen, now because you giving him $10 million and Tony Pollard sees the way the running back market is, there is no incentive for Tony Pollard to go out there and, you know, get a long-term deal done this season. Like, he got $10 million guaranteed, rain, sleet, or snow. So, you know, unless he signs a long-term deal and he gets like $10 million at the time of signing, I don't think that he'll give up that $10 million guaranteed for a long-term deal, because he could just play out this season, win, lose, or draw, you know, get his money now, and then, you know, he can go test the open market. Dallas don't want to re-sign him. But we're just talking about we're just talking about if he's incentivized to get a deal done. I don't think so. Not right now. Yeah, we need some of you guys. We need better run support. Tony haven't signed the contract yet. Oh, really? So Tony ain't even signed the franchise tag, huh? Well, Tony crazy if he don't sign that franchise tag. Yeah, Tony crazy if he don't sign that franchise tag. Yeah, listen, it makes all the sense in the world to sign the franchise tag if you're Tony Pollard. Like, the guys that are better than you did not even get paid per Mike Fisher. Okay, so yeah, like Tony, like you're hustling backwards. Yeah, I definitely think there's a collusion going on with that. It don't matter. You remember we all was on here joking about being threatened with $10 million. I wish somebody would threaten me with $10 million. Like, shit. Threaten me with $10 million. So, yeah, man, because, look, even if he doesn't get re-signed by the Dallas Cowboys next year, if he signs the tag, he's guaranteed. Yeah, I know, but listen. If he signs the tag, he is guaranteed $10 million. No matter what. If he plays one game, if he plays no games because he can't come back from his injury, he signs that franchise tag, he gets the $10 million fully guaranteed regardless of what happens. So, you know, I wouldn't even go back to the table with the Dallas Cowboys. Like, if listen, Tony from Memphis, if he was really shicey like that, he should sign that $10 million deal, play it out. Once you run your price up, go sign a lucrative deal with somewhere else, because it's not happening this year. Like the running back market is all jacked up this year. I mean, I wouldn't. If I looking at Tony Pollard career earnings, he was a 4th round pick. I think that Tony Pollard only made like $2 million or something like that over the life of his first contract. So I don't think that he, you know, would sit out an entire season unless he's been saving up for it. Let me see how much he made over the lifetime of his first deal on his rookie contract. Let me see. Like, he was a 4th round pick. He ain't make no super big money. Yeah, see, Tony Pollard only made $3.1 million on his first contract. So the franchise tag that he's finna sign is over triple what he made his first 4 years combined. So, you know, that's why I don't think that he would sit out the entire year, because he's playing in a market, he's playing at a position that's being supremely undervalued at this point, right? Because even the league leading rusher didn't get paid. The league leading rusher is on a franchise tag his damn self. Miles Sanders, who made a Pro Bowl, who was a Pro Bowl selection himself, and rushed for more yardage, had more rushing touchdowns, so on and so forth. His ass only signed for $6 million a year. So, it's very hard for me to see, him getting paid this year. And it's hard for me to see him turning down all that money. He should have signed it when they offered. I mean, he still can sign it. He has up until he has a long time before he has to sign that franchise tag, honestly. Like, before it becomes an issue, like, he has like another month or something like that. He got plenty of time if he wants to. So yeah, to answer that question, Mike Aldana, is not a very high percentage chance. So yeah, I take the money and run. Let's listen. That's like somebody offering you. Let's say you've been working at a job for 10 years, and you only made like, God forbid, you only made like $500,000. No, last 10 years. Let's say that you worked 10 years. It took you 10 years to get to $500K. If a temp job came to you and said, "Hey man, this job is only for a year, but it'll pay you $2 million," I would quit this. You better quit that job you're working and work for that $2 million, right? Cause that's 4 times your career earnings working there for 10 years, just working there 1 year. It's the same premise, right? With Tony Pollard, he only made $3 million the last 4 years. Yeah, sign that damn tag. Hey, that's a good question. It was reported that Schultz turned down 3 years, $36 million. However, the last time that it was reported that Dalton Schultz turned down a deal was earlier in the offseason, and James Slater debunked that it never happened. So, this is twice. There's nobody coming out and debunking this. But, my rule of thumb is if somebody cries wolf about something one time, I'm not going to really believe him on it the next time. So we already had people, saying they said it already and it wasn't true the first time. So I'm not really quick to believe it the second time around. You know what I mean? Schultz played himself out of a contract. I don't necessarily believe that. I think a lot of these guys are just, I think they're reading the market, right? Even guys that are capologists that study the cap, study the market for players, like they're not getting it right this year. Donovan Wilson had a market value of over $10 million on the open market allegedly, and he signed with Dallas for like $8 million a year. CJ Gardner-Johnson can only sign a 1 year, $9 million deal. Right, so like all these positions are being undervalued this season for one reason or the other. I'm not really sure. Maybe they're just trying to force down the market on players before this TV money kick in. That would be a good, if they're colluding for anything, that would be something to watch for. There would be something to watch for with that. I said, you believe that? I got y'all hell, man. Y'all is hell. But yeah, man. I definitely think though that it's just weird the market this year. I don't think honestly, I don't think anything like this will happen next year. I think their representation is going to really fight to get their players more money, because eventually, if you keep trying this, you're going to miss out on great players that you need, right? Because a player like Michael Parsons, you can't force his price down. They'd be crazy to even try to let anything happen with that, right? So certain positions, like you be a fool to try it. Oh yeah, like I definitely believe that Dwayne Brown. Like that's a given. I honestly think like stuff like that happens at the owners meeting. They have one coming up pretty soon, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Matt Batten, I appreciate you for showing love, man. Appreciate you for the support, my guy. But yep. So this is y'all part of the show, man. Questions. I done ran my mouth, but what I wanted to talk about, man. Hey, God bless you too, Matt. Appreciate you for tapping in, brother. You the GOAT. So yeah, questions, man. I'll take the time to read everybody's questions in the comment box. Since y'all been rocking with me so long, I'll answer all y'all questions, man, before I get off of here. So anything y'all want to ask, anything you think, any questions about the upcoming season, the draft, free agency, shoot. Talk to me. I'll talk back. And if not, then I'll rock with y'all tomorrow. But just drop your questions in the chat box. I'll answer them on the way out. And I promise the owner is about to talk about these quarterback contracts. I bet. Said, how many years have you been married? 35. We've been married 5 years as of yesterday. We've been together. We'll be together 9 years in October. On October the 30th, we'll be married for 9. We'll be together 9 years, and we were married for 5 years as of yesterday. Tony not signing tag yet. He has standing offer from another team if released. That's a possibility. Who goes at 26? That's hard to tell right now. Now, for what I want the Dallas Cowboys to do at 26 is best player available. We've did enough during free agency to set ourselves up. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it. K Hayes, I appreciate you for the love, man. Yeah, like it's a possibility. But like I want them to go best player available. You already fixed wide receiver 2. You fixed, cornerback 2. You can fix, running back in the draft as well. No, Josh Ball will contribute next to nothing. I do not believe in Josh Ball. I actually think Aviante Collins is a better player than him. If you watch the preseason games, we watched them from start to finish, broke them down, analyzed them. Collins outplayed Josh Ball even during the preseason games. I am not sure why Josh Ball even gets on the field. I'm not sure why he is taking up a roster space. Matt, well, let's go. I think he has ability. I have not seen it yet, but I'm like he'll know the Josh Ball. No idea with Matt just yet, but I think Matt needs another year maybe. Henny, do you think it's smart to bring D Hop in with Lamb being our number one? Hop is a number one. Yep, because you can never have too many good weapons. You have questions at the running back position with Tony Pollard not signing the tag, with Tony Pollard having a leg injury. You do not know, what you would get at these other running backs on the roster. With Jones, who was a career backup, you have no idea what Malik Davis can give you. Rico Dow does not have that many career snaps, and then even if you go into the draft, you have no idea what you get out of whatever running back that you draft. So, with that said, right, you have a lot of questions at the running back position. So you better have some damn good wide receivers. You already lost Dalton Schultz, who led your team in first down conversions, right? He was second on your team. And listen, I know people are not very high on Dalton Schultz, but Dalton Schultz was your second leading receiver last year. He was your second leading receiver last year. And he was a damn tight end. So yeah, bring in as many wide receivers as you want. You're gonna need weapons to compete, and we have not really seen them, you know, address the running back position in the way we thought they would. Yeah, also our teams don't necessarily work, but when you look around the league and you see most of these teams have three very good wide receivers. The Eagles had three wide receivers. Well, they had three weapons. You either have two very good wide receivers and a tight end, or you got three very, very good wide receivers. Right? Because you look at the 49ers, they got two good wide receivers and a good tight end. Right? So you're gonna have to get in where you fit in when it comes to trying to build a roster. You look at the Rams when they still had Odell Beckham. They had a very good tandems, all across that field. They had a very good wide receiving core. So whenever you can improve your wide receiving core, you do it. I'm all about running the damn ball, as you can see by the hat that Cuz shipped sent out to me. But if you will have question mark at the running back position and you're not sure that you'll be able to win running the ball, then you damn sure need to have an alternative. So I'm all for adding DeAndre Hopkins. And because, we'll be adding DeAndre Hopkins to, Mike McCarthy, him being a very good, you ain't have to do him like that. Yes, you did. F Philly. I heard a lot of talk on the passing of the tight end thrown. Would like to hear how optimistic you are at the position. Well, that's the thing. The key word you used there is optimism, because the guy that had proven production is the guy that just left the building and went to Houston. Dalton Schultz in a booty club right now. Listen to Pimp C, right? Because he in Houston. But Dalton Schultz, I know a lot of people were down on him. He's the guy that had the proven production. Amongst his position, he was 5th in touchdowns. He was 6th in yards, and he was 4th in receptions over the last 2 seasons. So, he's a guy that had proven production. Now, when you look at Jake Ferguson and Peyton Hendershot, they made splash plays here and there. They're still young. They're projected to be a nice tandem, but I haven't seen it yet. Right. So, the optimism is all that I have, for the tight end position, because that's all that I got. I don't have a prolonged amount of footage on them in the NFL. They made a couple of plays. They scored a couple of touchdowns. That's good and dandy. But, over the course of a 17-game season, I have not seen them produce. So that's all I have is optimism. I have positive optimism, right? Because I gotta hope for the best and prepare for the worst. Since it's our only option at this point. But I pray that they do well. That's how I'm gonna rock with that question. There's a possibility that they do well. There's also a possibility that they don't live up to our expectations. So only thing I ask for the people that follow me and support me is if the young pups, they getting thrown into the fire, don't instantly go out there and go crazy. Just don't crucify them. Just don't crucify them, but they don't step in right away and do everything that y'all think they should. Hey, thank you, Stu Wood. I appreciate you for the love, man. Ain't no problem. But yeah, man, I've given you an hour and 24 now in the liquor store. I hope everybody drives home responsibly. Please don't drink and drive on your way out. Please hit the like button, the share button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Cash App is still open if you want to donate. We are going to the draft at the end of April. Everything is set up. Anything that you see will be used for their purposes. Any chance we draft a safety? Of course not. At least not in the first rounds, right? Dallas Cowboys will probably draft a safety, round four on down. I can see a safety happening in the 4th, 5th, or 6th round. I do not see the Dallas Cowboys drafting a safety any higher than that. The reason being, Donovan Wilson was like a 6th or a 7th round pick, and he is a guy that panned out, got enumerated by the Dallas Cowboys, right? So I believe, they think that Dan Quinn can find a young prospect if need be for depth. Plus, they already have Marquise Bell that has been in the system developing, for a while. And you have Izzy McQuamu, who can play both safety and play slot corner as well. Then you have Bossman Fat, who I think would make a better safety than a corner. So I don't think they really value safety right now. I think they got too many options in house. So if they draft a safety, I expect it to be a very low pick. And listen, that doesn't necessarily mean that they won't pan out. Like Donovan Wilson. Where was Donovan Wilson drafted? I know he got drafted out of Texas A&M. I'm trying to find the round that he got drafted in. Yeah, Donovan Wilson got drafted in the... Yeah, Donovan Wilson got drafted in the 6th round, right? Then your other starting safety, J-Ron Curse, he got drafted in the 7th round. So you got a 7th round safety and a 6th round safety starting for you. And they've outplayed so far Malik Hooker, who was the former 1st round pick. So with that said, I don't think that they'll use a top pick on a safety. They don't even really value that position like that. It took them years to get up to this point. But yo, man, pour a little liquor out for all the brothers who couldn't be with us tonight. Amen. God bless y'all, man. I'm finna get on down, man. I appreciate y'all for y'all support. Again, hit the like, share, subscribe button. Cash App is still up. Hit $, Hennythemoor if you want to donate to our trip to the to the draft so that we can bring you quality content. But I'm out, man. Thank you.